Hi everybody, good morning. It is time for another collab video. This collaboration is called Hungry Girl Collab, and it is hosted by the wonderful Barrett Pastor. I will put her channel below, and there are many others who are going to be participating, and I will have them listed below in the description box, of course. So I urge you to go check them out. It was kind of easy to choose the recipe that I'm going to be making because I love breakfast so much, so I chose to do a breakfast recipe. I love pancakes, so it's a pancake recipe, and I've always been a little bit confused by red velvet cupcakes, red velvet cake, because it's supposed to be chocolate, but I don't really recognize it as chocolate, but it is very delicious. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it as a pancake and see what I think about it. And so the recipe that I chose out of the Hungry Girl cookbooks was Rockin' Red Velvet Pancakes. And so I am going to show you. Let's get started on that. It is from the book 300 Under 300 by Hungry Girl. So let's get cracking. All right, everybody, this is the book that I'm going to be taking this recipe out of. It's Hungry Girl's 300 Under 300. Everything in here is under 300 calories by Lisa Lillian. This is the recipe, which of course I will have typed out into the description bar for you. Here is the nutritional information. Now, it is definitely a splurge. It's got a lot of carbs, only 273 calories though. It's got 17.5 grams of protein, and I would definitely serve it with protein for breakfast. And this is definitely a treat, even though it's under 300 calories. So here's a shot of the... You can screenshot this if you want, or you can just go down to the description bar and do that, or you can grab the ingredients and make it along with me. Here we go. For the icing, I'm going to be using light Cool Whip. She uses free. I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of this, 1 tablespoon of fat-free cream cheese at room temperature, and then 1 no-calorie sweetener packet. If you don't do artificial sweeteners, use a sweetener of your choice. I'm going to be using stevia, so I will be using one of those. And over here we have, this is what's going to go into the pancakes. You're going to be using 1 25-calorie packet of hot cocoa mix. This is the only one I could find at the store. This is no sugar added, but lo and behold, this is not 25 calories. This is 80 calories. So I'm going to show you a screenshot of a couple of 25-calorie brands that I found online. You could probably order them through Amazon. I know Walgreens carries them, so I'll show a shot of that here. And then also 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of mini semi-sweet chocolate chips, and you want to divide those. This recipe is going to be for 2 pancakes. And then also you're going to be using, let's see, 1/3 cup of whole wheat flour. This is whole wheat flour, but what I really recommend is if you can find this whole wheat pastry flour, anytime you make something like a pancake or a muffin or something like that, a quick bread, this really makes all the difference and makes it so much better if you can find the whole wheat pastry flour. So that's 1/3 cup of that. I'm also going to be using 2 packets of artificial sweetener here, 2 of stevia. You can use monk fruit, you can use whatever you want. And then I've got the baking powder. How much is that here? 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a dash of salt, which for me is going to be like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then also 1/4 cup of fat-free egg substitute. I'm using Egg Makers, and then I'm using cashew milk. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of light vanilla soy milk, but I'm just using regular old cashew milk, and 3 drops of red food coloring. All right, so in a small microwave-safe bowl, this is a little large, I'm going to combine all the icing ingredients, and I am going to mix until smooth, and then I'm going to set those aside. All right, so in my tall glass, in is going to go my hot chocolate packet. I'm gonna mix all these up in here, and I neglected to tell you that into the recipe you're also gonna need a very hot 1/4 cup of water. There goes my half of a teaspoon of mini chocolate chips, and then my tablespoon of cocoa, and the very hot 1/4 cup of water. I just dropped some of it. All right, be right back. All right, I'm just gonna use this handheld little mixer to blend all of the ingredients together until they're nice and smooth. All right, after you get that mixed up nicely, just set that aside. All right, into this bowl, we're going to put in our 1/3 cup of whole wheat flour and our 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, my 2 packets of no sugar sweetener. Again, I'm using stevia. All right, a dash of salt. And then after I mix that up, in goes my chocolate mixture, the cocoa mixture from the glass. And then the egg mixture, the 1 tablespoon of my cashew milk or the soy milk, whichever you want to use. And then the remaining 1/2 teaspoon of chocolate chips. Now all of this is going to get mixed up, and then I'm going to now add the 3 teaspoons, isn't that a lot? 3 drops of red food coloring. All right, we're going to mix all that up, and then we're going to cook it on the skillet, which has been preheating. All right, so I'm just going to lightly spray my, what is this, skillet with non-stick cooking spray. All right, the recipe says to make 2 big pancakes out of this amount, but I like to have a stack of pancakes, so I'm going to use my 1/4 cup measuring cup, and then that will make all the same uniform size of pancakes, and I'm going to have a little stack. Okay, so here it is. This recipe makes 1 serving, which equals 2 pancakes, or like me, 4 small pancakes. So I have microwaved for 20 seconds the frosting, and I'm just going to drizzle that up on top, and then this is going to be, it's going to be spread over. And this really tastes like a nice cream cheese frosting. It really is good. And I can't wait to dip in. All right, I am going to feed Honey a taste of this. I just tasted this and I thought it was absolutely fabulous. It really reminds me of cake or a red, you know what, I get the red velvet thing now. It's very good. So let me see what Honey thinks of it. Go ahead and take a bite.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Isn't he great? He's so wonderful. He really would tell me if he didn't like it, though. He has told me. Yeah. What do you think? Does it taste like a real red velvet cake?
It does.
It is pretty good, isn't it?
Dig that cream cheese frosting.
I know. It actually, I was worried that maybe, oh, this isn't enough frosting, that we would need like some syrup or something like that. But quite honestly, no, it really tastes like a cupcake. It's really good, people. All right, guys. I would definitely recommend this. It is just a real treat. So go for it. Try the recipe out. See what you think. All right. See you guys later.